All right, the Democrats' worst nightmare appeared again today. After weeks of revelations about the White House and their aides inside who helped Biden hide his mental slippage, Joe was back. He doddered back into public view.
There's also been a lot of discussion recently about your mental and physical capabilities while you were in office.
You can see that. I'm mentally incompetent and I can't walk and I could beat the hell out of both of them.
Well, do you want to reply to any of those reports and also to the fact that there are some Democrats who are now questioning whether you should have run for re-election in the first place?
Why didn't they run against me then? You're going to beat me.
I don't know what he means there. Who would he be? A potato could have won if he ran against Joe Biden. Here with the reaction of Matt Towery, pollster, political analyst, Dan Turrentine, co-host of The Morning Meeting, former Democrat advisor. Matt, I actually thought today Biden was better than he was in the last few years of his presidency. But was this Biden's version of coming out swinging after the Tapper book and all the supposed revelations?
Well, conjecture would be that he took one of those 10 rested and ready weeks to get ready for this. And he was a little better than in the past, but he still wasn't strong. He was still threatening to beat people up and sort of yelling during his speech at various points. I think the big point here, Laura, is the big winner in all this is Donald Trump. Trump's polling numbers, his approval rating, started going up about 3.5, 4 weeks ago, right after May 1st. And that's about also the time. Now, there are other reasons it went up, independent of Joe Biden. But among those contributing reasons is the fact that all of this information came out about Joe Biden. And when people look at Trump, who's very vibrant, very energetic, whether they agree with him all the time or not, and then they juxtapose that and compare it to Biden, I think what the Democrats want most of all is for this man to quit coming out, period. No press conferences, no talks, no anything, because it just reminds people of the past and an uneasy past and a past that they're learning more about. And now they're beginning to feel like they were deceived by the legacy media. Over.
Well, I think Joe Biden's good at one thing. He's good at grading himself on a curve. Watch.
Do you have any regrets?
No, I don't have any regrets. I'm very proud. I put my record as president against any president at all. You notice that 12 to 10 leading presidential historians rated me pretty good up in that list, and the guy I ran against rated him last.
12 to 10 historians rated him as great. Dan, he was pushed out of his own party when he had the nomination to be replaced by someone who was abysmally bad. And yet we had it. We had the record. We had it all.
Yeah, it's tough to watch that. I mean, Matt said it. Like, one of the ironies is that as Donald Trump's poll numbers went down earlier this year, our poll numbers didn't go up. And one of the reasons that they didn't go up is that, we are struggling to move forward and Biden keeps pulling us backwards. I mean, both of you said it. He wants to relitigate this contest. During that speech celebrating Memorial Day today, he once again talked about democracy and this choice we face coming up. We just had an election. And the problem that our party has is there's nobody that can get him to stop doing this, to say, hey, Joe, this isn't good for you, certainly not good for us. He's bitter at Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Barack Obama. The only one who could probably get him to stop is Jill, and she's more bitter than he is. And so what we have is the Democratic Party keeps having to try to defend the indefensible, that he was good enough, and could do it when everybody knows he couldn't.
Matt, it is like the ghost of Christmas past. I mean, you just can't, the chains are rattling. Like, you cannot get rid of Joe Biden. And they're desperate to look to the future. Who's going to be the standard bearer? Who are the new stars? How do they clean the slate, look like they have the solutions for America? And then it's just bitterness and more resentment. And he's just pissed off. And I don't like that, use those words, but he comes across as really PO'd.
Yeah, well, I'm not a medical doctor, but a lot of this is sort of symptomatic of this sort of situation. You know, the whispering, the screaming, the getting upset and the like. And I think the most important thing about it all, though, Laura, is that, as Dan said and you said, it's the past coming back up again. And it's impossible for the Democrats to get themselves out of the past if the past keeps returning every week. Now, there's a reason for this, you know. The reason is they want to show them as vibrant to try to cast off these possibilities of there being hearings. But those hearings are coming regardless of what he does or what they produce in terms of like an after show.
Oh, my goodness. Well, we're going to pull up the chair and get the popcorn going for that. Dan and Matt, both of you, have a great weekend.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.